Hey, brothers and sisters from the StarkNet ecosystem. Welcome back to the Stark Cafe. This is Nurstar speaking, your personal Stark barista. And once again, we are ready to delight you with some very special StarkNet content. So, my dear friends, today's Stark Cafe is going to be served with a very special touch as the countdown to StarkNet CC is about to begin. Therefore, we decided to bring Sam to the cafe. Sam is one of the co-organizers of StarkNet CC and is also the founder of Node Guardians, a gamified educational platform for developers, which is pretty interesting. And seeing that we like interesting stuff at the Star Cafe, today's episode is going to be divided into parts. We are going to explore Node Guardians first, while gradually transitioning to StarkNet CC in the second part. However, without further ado, let's welcome our guest. Hello, Sam. How are you?
I'm good, Noor. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Thanks a lot, Sam. We're very excited that in 15 days there will be StarkNet CC. There will also be other side events organized by you and Greg, such as the StarkNet House related to StarkNet CC. And having said that, let's start with the Node Guardians part, and I'd like you to give us a deep dive lesson on Node Guardians. Could you tell us how you came up with this idea, and what is the main goal
Yes,
of the vision behind Node Guardians, please? Thank you.
absolutely. Node Guardians is a role-playing game for experienced developers to challenge themselves and prove their skills. It's a community of developers beyond that. So to explain where Node Guardians actually came from, we have to go back a little bit. We have to go a little bit. We have to roll back. We have to roll. We have to. Oh my God, I'm a bit tired. Really sorry about that. We have to go back in time in 2017. I've been founding a company called Journal du Coin, which is still out there. It's kind of like the equivalent of CoinDesk, but for the French-speaking world. Let's put it this way. And I was working on. I was trying to make this company economically viable, and I explored a lot the path of grants. I was like, we can actually generate revenue by abstracting the complexity of different technical stacks and do this basically for a living and speak about things that we care about without talking about the price of a token or do things that are not really aligned with what we want to do. And so while I was doing multiple grants for different protocols that that we found interesting back then, I discovered that there was a major problem that they were facing, all these, like layer ones and layer twos whatsoever. So it was basically how to create and maintain high quality resources to acquire and engage with developers. So I was like, okay, here is a problem to solve. How can we address this issue in, let's say, in an elegant and funny way? So I was doing a lot of tech writing back then. Tech writing is basically some kind of articles that describe a stack, etc., or that explain how to basically deploy this or run that software, or how to use a specific component on an existing system, whatever. And I was pretty convinced that there could be a better way to do this. So how to make the job fun, how to make a product that's market fit, that addresses an important problem, that to say onboarding devs on promising ecosystem, and how to make it fun? Well, by making it an RPG, because I was playing a lot of them back then. So can we make a role-playing game for developers to challenge their skills, learn things to some extent, and generate proof of skills that they can use to access different opportunities or to build meaningful things further down the road. So you have it, Node Guardians, an RPG to.
Awesome, Sam. I love the fact that, you know, also as a media project and content creator, you managed to find, you know, this way also to build a product that could be also, you know, help you out with the monetization and economic side, while still giving, you know, a big contribution to the developers, to the projects, and to the protocols that you have been working on for a while already. So I really like this mentality that, you know, you preferred to look for an alternative than maybe having to sacrifice, you know, the quality of content creation in exchange, you know, for getting, you know, some sorts of economic rewards by shielding tokens and doing this kind of stuff. So I really love that, and, you know, congratulations, because you've been doing a great job also by, you know, organizing amazing events such as Starknet CC. And, you know, by giving a look at the Node Guardians website, you know, at nodeguardians.io, we can see that, you know, we can quickly notice that Node Guardians has a very gamified approach. And would you mind explaining to us the user experience of Node Guardians? Let's imagine we landed there for the first time as devs, and which are the first steps that we should take in order to take full advantage of this educational platform? Okay, we are reconnecting to Sam. And yeah, I'm going to take advantage of this break to inform you guys that next week there will be a kind of, you know, very special week for the Star Cafe called the Nethermind Star Week, where we basically will hold 4 sessions at the Star Cafe that are, you know, that are all focused on the products and work that the Nethermind engineering team is doing on Starknet. So there will be the first episode about, you know, the work, the general work that and vision that Nethermind has for Starknet. Then in the second one, we'll talk about decentralization. Hello, welcome back, Sam. I was taking some, you know, I was filling the gap with some news about the next week. And I don't know if you heard me. I asked you, you know, would you like to give us also an overview about the user experience of Node Guardians? I mean, let's imagine we landed there for the first time as developers, and which are the first steps that we should take in order to take full advantage of this educational game?
All you need in the current version of Node Guardians is a Web3 wallet, an Ethereum wallet. Could be a burner wallet or your main wallet with your main ENS. It doesn't matter. That's all that you need. You come in, you log in with your Web3 wallet, you create some kind of profile on Node Guardians, you choose a nickname, you customize your character, and you're good to go. You're good to hack through over 100 hours of Solidity content. I advise that you try the tutorial first for CTFs and build challenges, so you get an idea on how the pipeline works, how, you know, like quests are basically built, how it actually works overall. And then once you're confident and you basically understand like the whole setup, you should take a look at the more complex challenges. The cool thing is that once you solve them, you get soulbound rewards, rewards that are linked to your account on the platform that you can use to buy loot boxes to craft and obtain different items that represent how good of a programmer you are. A little bit like Fileland on Ethereum, you know, like this kind of space that you can customize through achieving different kind of actions on different DeFi protocols. You're creating some kind of visual representation of what kind of degen you are in DeFi, etc. Well, you can see Node Guardians as a similar thing for developers to express their skills. Let's put it this way. So you can craft armors, helmets, etc. And you have different kind of ranks in Node Guardians. You can choose to link your Discord profile to Node Guardians and ask your questions on Discord or engage with the community. And as you climb the ladder, you have access to also different kinds of opportunities, etc., meetups, and so on. So you have mages, scholars, high mages, and eventually guardians a bit later. We'll be introducing this in the summer, I believe. But yeah, you have different kind of ranks to reach, and you can learn a lot of things along the way. One thing that I would like to add, though, is that Node Guardians is not ideal for a beginner. If you just got started with Solidity or programming in general, it would be better to try other resources out there that are more beginner oriented and then revisit Node Guardians to challenge your skills. It is more catering to intermediate, like mid-level to senior level developers. And we're trying to stick to that for now, as we believe that this is, our work will be more impactful. To some extent, if we just focus on that part of the spectrum, because you have a lot of resources for beginners that are already well maintained and pretty good. So that's pretty much it. However, if you're a Web2 developer with a reasonable background, programming as a programmer, sorry, you could give it a try. If you have a good like logics, you know, if you've already done some coding in your life and you're pivoting to Web3 and dabbling with Solidity, you might want to give it a try. But anyway, these are just recommendations. If you just got started and you want to try the tutorial, the challenges, ignore my recommendations. Just visit the platform, try to hack through it, and your feedback is also very welcome. Positive, negative. I would love to hear what you think of the platform by DM or on Discord. So that's pretty much for the whole flow of Node Guardians. It's as permissionless as possible. You just come with your wallet, you hack through, and you get this proof of skills. And yeah, that's pretty much it for now. But we've got some exciting updates coming in during this summer, in the coming months. So the game that Node Guardian is supposed to be will eventually materialize. We'll go a bit deeper down that road and make it even funnier. So yeah, I can only tease at this stage, and I don't want to promise things. That's not really that's not really our way to communicate, Node Guardians.
Absolutely, fair enough, Sam. And I'm sure the listeners and developers who would like to move their first steps on Node Guardians will find this information and advice very useful. And well, it's now time to transition to the Starknet CC part of this Stack Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
And so the second edition of Starknet CC is only 2 weeks away. What can we expect from this year in terms of speakers, lineup, and panels, Sam?
So it's the 4th edition, sir, not the 2nd. But it's the 2nd edition in Paris. You're right. Yeah, it's coming pretty soon.
Yeah, you're right.
And I'm happy to eventually have give away one ticket to the listeners of that show or something like this, to like pick a listener or something like that to attend Starknet CC if you happen to be around. Would be maybe something cool to do. So what is Starknet CC? It is just a gathering of the Starknet community to celebrate cryptography, Starks, and the broader Starknet ecosystem. It is a rather technical conference. The topics that are covered on the technical stage and main stage are, let's say, rather thick, complex most of the time, but you can still come even though you're not too tech savvy and engage with the community, the different protocols that are building on top of Starknet. So this year is quite packed and interesting. We've got a lot of, we've received a lot of supports from the different actors of the ecosystem to make this happen. You can find like our amazing sponsors, so Starkware, Starknet Foundation, ZKX, ZKLAN, JediSwap, Brick, and many more that will be there. Can connect with their teams, learn a few things about their roadmap, some alpha. If you're a developer, you'll have, I think, 20 workshops that you can attend to. Also a tech stage where you'll have some interesting releases and technical concepts that will be introduced. I advise you to take a look at it. And Starkware, Lambda class, other projects in the ecosystem has some very exciting announcements to deliver at the conference, and that will happen on the main stage. I think that that's pretty much it. And if you're not too tech savvy, main stage will be the place to be. If you're curious, technical, or just very curious, there'll be plenty of cool stuff on the tech stage. And if you want to sharpen your developer skills, you can just attend to any of the workshops and learn some new Cairo stuff. What makes me excited about this edition? The setup is pretty similar to last year's. It's the same venue, but we're gonna improve a little bit on different aspects. We have more, definitely like a different organization. We'll have more, how would we basically call that, a different organization of time, and you'd have different contents. The content will be basically distributed in a different fashion. You'll have more booth and more things to discover within the venue. You can find some pretty cool Easter eggs and some details over there, like maybe an ice cream truck or things like that. They'll be there to make the experience even more memorable. And I think overall some great announcements from the different projects within the ecosystem. A lot of projects have just held on sharing things regarding what they're planning to deliver, their roadmap, and plan to basically announce that at StarkNet CC. And I think that that's what makes it very exciting. And if you cannot attend or you don't happen to be in Paris for the conference, you'll be able to watch it live. Both stages will be streamed, and you can also, you won't be able to miss any of the releases or the content that is shared over there. So that's pretty much it. And I look forward to meeting all of you there.
Great, Sam. Looking forward to it. And first of all, I need to apologize. Yeah, I was meaning the Paris edition. Of course, I was also.
No worries,
I attended the.
It's all good. It's all good, man. No big deal.
And anyway, I attended the Lisbon one as well, and it was amazing. So I'm really looking forward to this one. And this is going to be epic also because we're going through a very historic period for StarkNet. As you know, the StarkNet 0.12.0 StarkNet version is going to be deployed on mainnet soon, and it is going to improve StarkNet performance exponentially. So we're all very excited to that. And could you also tell us a bit more about the Hacker House that you're organizing before StarkNet CC, leading to StarkNet CC? Are there some specific open source categories that will characterize the hacking activities taking place in this house?
Basically, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's going to be very simple, and we're still figuring out the last details of how the hackathon is going to be structured, but it's going to be exciting because, first of all, the venue is pretty unique. It is well decorated, well located, and definitely a fun place to visit or and a good place for hackers overall. The structure is going to be very simple. The idea is to hack on things that you won't end up throwing at the end of the hackathon, not just like dispose of like some projects that you've just done and that you want. The idea is to build meaningful things, whether it is contributing to open source or building public goods for the StarkNet infrastructure and ecosystem, or building a DeFi protocol. The idea is to build things that you'll maintain, that you'll keep further down the road. And the hackers that have registered will get support from various mentors from Starkware side, but also from different projects within the ecosystem, to guide them, to eventually give them some advices on what road to follow, what topic to focus on, and get things started. Then you'll have 3 days of hacking. Not a lot of workshops. We don't want to bloat the hackers with a lot of side activities to do. We just want to keep it solely focused on hacking without that many distractions. And also there'll be a CTF. I haven't spoken much about it, but there's an interesting thing that's happening is that Node Guardians is going to support another language, which is Cairo 1.0. Solidity was the first one, but now Cairo is coming. And we might be previewing it at the Hacker House and then announce its release officially as Starknet CC. So might also be the place to try out Node Guardians Cairo 1.0 ahead of time. So that's an exciting thing about the Hacker House. And yeah, essentially just the vibes, no bullshit. Nearly like 80 people or 85 people hacking on projects that are as impactful as possible, as meaningful as possible. And yeah, then there'll be a jury, set of judges that will assess the deliverables. And they might even follow up at Starknet CC and pitch their productions to a different audience. That is the basic structure for now. Nothing fancy, but just a great environment for hackers to hack. They get support from mentors, and folks from the community are also welcome to help by, but you need to pre-register, either using the type form indicating that you plan to pass by so that we can avoid chaos. And I forgot the most important thing. It's actually happening at the Mama Shelter West, which is in actually the southwestern part of Paris. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. You can find more specs about the Hacker House by scrolling down the Starknet CC page. There is something that basically states that the applications are open for the Hacker House, and there's a Notion board that gives the outlines, gives all the details about where it's located, how things are going to happen, and the schedule might be released in the coming hours, coming days. I think it will be ready this week. That's pretty much it for the Hacker House. Then it leads all the way to Starknet CC. So yeah, I think that if you've done the Builder House, the Starknet buildings in the past, well, you should expect something similar this time, but augmented in multiple aspects. That's it.
This looks very promising, Sam. And I know that you're very busy with the organization of these events. So, like, I'm over with the questions. But before saying goodbye to you, I would like to let our listeners know that we are also playing our part in leading you to Starknet CC. As next week we're gonna hold Nethermind Stark Week at the Stark Cafe. So we are holding 4 special sessions about Nethermind and their work on Starknet. Nethermind is also one of the sponsors of Starknet CC, together with Only Dust, and we also take advantage to say thanks also to Greg, who is the other organizer of the Starknet CC. He's doing a great job together with Sam. Then obviously Node Guardians, Starkware as our main sponsors, Lambda, Bravos, and StarkPlay as big sponsors. And then, as we said, Nethermind, Starknet Foundation, zkLand, JediSwap, ZKX, Voyager, Brick, Pragma, Nostra, Snapshot, Starknet ID, Avenue. And so thanks a lot to these sponsors for making Starknet CC possible. And thanks once again to Sam for coming to the Stark Cafe to give us a hint of such an amazing event. Thanks a lot, Sam.
No, thanks a lot, Noor, and I would like to thank everyone who's attended the Twitter Spaces, and I'll see you in Paris. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Sam. And obviously, a big hug goes to all
try
our
out Node
listeners.
Guardians. If you have developer friends, or just yourself, if you're a developer, or even if you're not a developer, you can try to browse Node Guardians and check the theory quest or the programming challenges. And we have 5 tickets that you can unlock if you are actually a new user on Node Guardians and choose to and complete like 1 level 5 CTF or 2 level 3 CTF. Yeah, worth checking. So yeah, give it a try, and we'd love your feedback.
Absolutely amazing news. So take advantage of this initiative and get your and win your StarkNet CC tickets. Having said that, thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in, and see you next week for the Nethermind Stark week at the Stark Cafe. Thanks a lot, and remember sharing the StarkNet vibe, and see you the next time. Bye bye, guys. Bye, Sam. See you in Paris.
See you in Paris, guys.